Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a sketchbook tour. Well, there are 3 sketchbooks, so it's going to be a long video. I hope these sketchbooks give you some sort of ideas of how to use a sketchbook. Especially when I use my sketchbooks, I don't care for the prettiness at all. So I kind of use my sketchbooks for study purpose and for different challenges and such. So I hope these sketchbooks give you some sort of ideas of how to use a sketchbook and how to break into a sketchbook. So I have 3 sketchbooks here. 2 of them I started a year ago, and this bigger one is an A4 size sketchbook, and this one took me a little while because in the middle I stopped sketching on it and then I again picked it up. I'll show you what I did in here and also this too. So the first sketchbook is a small tiny sketchbook, and I picked it up January of 2023. So it was a project sketchbook. These 2 I think I did beforehand, and then I picked it up again. This is a very smaller sketchbook, so it's an A6 kind of a sketchbook, and here my idea was to keep sketching pad which I can use every single day. Very quickly I can sketch in that sketchbook, so it doesn't need to be too fancy or something. I was just intended to do 15 minutes kind of a sketching challenge kind of stuff, where I time myself and try to do at least 15 minutes. If I go beyond that, that is fine, but I wanted to see if I can sit for 15 minutes at least to do some sketches. It was really hard for me to keep a consistent sketchbooking, so I thought, okay, let me use this tiny one which is very easy to sketch with and very smaller surface, so it fills up very easily. So I tried to do this kind of quick sketches. They're also done in pen, which means I did them very quickly and swiftly with pen, with no erasing, of course, because this is pen and it's very permanent. The benefit of using permanent kind of a pencil, which is not a pencil, it's a pen, so it's permanent ink. The benefit of doing this I saw is that when I switch from pencil to pen, and then again I switched from pen to pencil, my pencil, the medium I was really comfortable in, now I'm a lot comfortable, you know what I mean? So I got really comfortable with pencil, not with pen but with pencil, when I switched to my medium and get uncomfortable a little bit with the medium. So I think changing medium, sort of similar mediums, if you change, I think it's a very good idea and very good thing that you can do as a practice. And I'm always into practices. I like to practice a lot. I build up my own kind of challenges. This is also a challenge, actually, 15-day doodle challenge sort of a thing. And what I did is I tried to sketch 15 minutes in the entire month of January. I did expanded it. So after doing 31 sketches of 15 minutes every single day, I extended it to a little bit longer than a month. So I didn't keep up this sketchbook like a everyday kind of a project, but whenever I find time I did that. So it was really fun. It was really fun, to say the least, but I really liked the end of the the challenge, the end of the sketchbook, because I used a lot of fine liners and such. You can see here I shaded with fine liner. I was getting more and more comfortable, so I'll show you later. Let's just see, these are all pen, and I went with pencil first. I was very uncomfortable with pen, so I was like, okay, I'll mess up the face, I will do mistakes, and then I cannot erase, so that will be very very hard for me and it'll be heartbreaking. So I was into pencil, so I did pencil first and then I went to pen. But after few of these sketches I was getting more and more comfortable, so I stopped using pencil and went all together with pen. I was trying so much to keep like an aesthetic kind of a sketchbook, because if you look into social media, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, you will see like people keep their sketchbooks are highly organized and they keep a really good sketchbooks. And I was like, yeah, I love them, and so let's just try to keep them. So I tried, but the problem was that I didn't even sketched on it, because I was so like uptight with me trying to keep a aesthetically pleasing sketchbook that I almost didn't sketch. I was like, let me give up on this. So I just took a little bit lightly the sketchbooks, and I felt that doing that, I filled up the sketchbooks faster than I would have done if I would have kept on thinking about the aesthetic type of sketchbooks, the neat and clean kind of sketchbooks. This one is much more cleaner and have one medium, so it looks cohesive. But the other sketchbooks that I will show you, they are not that maintained, in the sense they are not one medium. So I switched few mediums in there. And also I think I'll show you the bigger one. This one I'll show you. It has a lot of the drawings, and my way of using sketchbook also changed a lot. Now what I generally do with my sketchbooks is I try to keep my sketchbooks for study purposes and for practice, just for rough practice. I don't think about making my sketchbooks like a finished piece or something, because I draw everything that I draw which are finished are in loose sheet of paper. But sketchbooks is something I do, like this one, these ones are all thumbnail studies, and I did them because I wanted to do a finished piece. I think it was for a workshop or something. So I was doing that, and I wanted to try on some positions, so some compositional elements. So I was like, yeah, let me put it in this sketchbook. And this is how I do it. I used to do them in a rough sheet of paper, but these are much good way of keeping a sketchbook, because you can look back and see some practices that you did that are really good practice. You took time to figure out I took time to figure out the composition here. Did a small sketch to see the lights and shadows, which way I will go with the lights and shadows. So these are really good practice, and if in case I stop doing them, I can flip the sketchbook once in a while and I can see that, oh really, I did that practice and it's a good habit. Let's redo the habit again. This is a teacup. It's just sometimes I like to draw things which are just not human, because I draw so much human that my favorite subject is human. So I try sometimes to do things which are not human related, like still life and such. These are just few sketches here and there. Some of them are these are also fine liners, so I switched from ballpoint pen to fine liner in the end of the sketchbook, and it was really fun. I didn't go with the pencil or anything. I was just going in with the fine liner and drawing it in one go, and it was really nice to see that the composition is good. Also, I like this sketch a lot. This composition is really good. There's also like style kind of an element, like design kind of an element here and there. The pinky looks really cute like this. Okay, so next, let's see. Nothing is there. Some pages I just leave after doing the sketchbooks like tour. This sketchbook is obviously not done. As you can see, some pages are left. I will keep on sketching on them, and then all of these things I will keep on filling them. I don't care about the aesthetic purpose anymore, so I will just keep on filling them until and unless I have like a little bit of space left. If I have no space left, I'll just call it done. So that's the thing. Sorry, the lighting is a little bit bad here, but it will go away. So this one is also a sketch I did in a smaller paper first in the sketchbook, and then I completed it in a separate piece of paper. I'll show you here what it looks like. another one idea. Didn't do this one. Yeah, this is again some things that I like to draw other than humans. Just some sketches. Yeah, and this is the last page where I sketched a little bit more with the fine liners. And yeah, they are very clean and they don't have much, like they don't have many lines in them. There are lots of informations in there without having too much of lines. So kind of like a loose sketch style art. I really like this type of art. So fine liners is the way you can achieve them. So yeah, this is the sketchbook that I did. I completed this one, and how I did is doing quick sketches with pen and ink. Let's see this one. This one is a Moleskine, and the thing about Moleskine is the paper quality is very good, and I really like paper qualities which are good, like paper qualities in sketchbooks, because I can use them as a notebook. And that is what I used it mostly for. So it's for a notebook kind of a purpose. So I draw a lot of art practices. I learn a lot about anatomy and such. For this purpose, the pages where I can keep a lot of anatomical, theoretical stuff in there is good, because the paper is so good that I can come back in the pages and I can just see the muscle groups, the bones and structures, and when I will do a good drawing, I can just look back into the structure of this kind of like what are the muscles and bones, and I can see them and I can use them back in the paper. Okay, I had to wait for the sun to go down because it was going crazy. Okay, so yeah, I keep my sketchbook, like at least this sketchbook I kept for note taking mostly, but there is a lot of things that I sketched in this sketchbook. I also like drew a lot of things which have nothing to do with anatomy or any kind of note taking. I'll show you first page here. So when I start a sketchbook, it is really hard for me to break into the sketchbook for some reason. So what I do in that situation is just take on some things that I'm really interested to draw. Maybe something cute, like these ones are really cute drawings I did, and they not only helped me to break into the sketchbook, but the most important thing for me is to draw something which I don't regret afterwards, because I have to go through them again and again, because it's a note-taking kind of a sketchbook. I will go through them, and when I come to these pages, I really get very happy because they are like very cute sketches, so they makes me really happy. This one is a Patreon's dog is Cairo, and this is another dog drawing from a follower. They're just some cute sketches. They really make me feel good about this one. This one is from back in the trip. Last year I went to a trip, and I took this sketchbook because it's a very small size sketchbook. It's an A5 size, so it's a very smaller size sketchbook. I can keep it with my luggage. So I took it, and I took like few papers. I wanted to take like a bigger sketchbook so I can do like bigger piece of drawings. I couldn't because I cannot fit in. So I just took this one, and I took like 3 or 4 pencils with me, just in a bag. And yeah, I think I completed this one after coming home, but I started this in my trip. And this one also I started in my trip. I completed this one in a separate piece of paper, like a finished piece, one of the workshop classes. These are some ideas that I want to draw from. And yeah, another cute cat and a baby, to drawing subjects that I almost draw every single time. This one is half done, but I was intended to go and complete this one. I don't think I will complete this, but let's see what happens. This sketchbook is not done, obviously. It's some pages are left, but after I'm done showing you all, what I'll do is come back in here. Maybe I will do some thumbnail sketches. Maybe I will draw something in here. Lately I'm into exploring more and more subjects, so maybe I'll use this page to explore another subject, or maybe I'll complete this one. No idea. These are some drawings I did for this worksheet that I made. This is a funny story. This one is for a logo. So I got a new tier on Patreon. You guys already know that because it's been a while since I have that Patreon tier, and for that tier I wanted a logo. So I drew this one. It was really quick drawing and it was quick thinking. I drew this one because I already launched that tier, but I didn't draw any logo for it, and I was like, I have to have a logo in it. So I just drew these 3 cute cats and kind of put them together and made the logo tier. So one reward on the tier that I was doing was live sessions, and where we'll sit together and draw something. So this one was the first drawing that we did on that tier, and I used this sketchbook to draw this one so I can keep it with me. And this is the mermaid from the Little Mermaid movie. It was done in an hour and a half session, so it was really quick, and I like how the texture of the hair turned out. Really cool. Another cat drawing, Marvin, I think the name is, or something else, I forgot, but it's also one of my followers' cat. I see these kind of stories that they put, and I take a screenshot and kind of draw them in my sketchbook. This is another hangout live session that I was talking about, reward from my tier. So I was drawing it in the live stream. I like how the paper quality is. It kind of not that smooth, not that textured, so you can get a lot of like lines in here as well. So that's the one of the things I like about this sketchbook. These are some teacups. Long after I did this one, I did them because I was into teacups and so I did these little sketches. This was a self-portrait which wasn't turning out. I thought I will complete this one here, but it wasn't turning out, so I did some more practice and completed in a separate piece of paper. These are some study class, kind of like a note based page, and I need them, so that's why I put them in here. This is another hangout sketch live stream, and this is Barbie from the movie Barbie. These are another page of clavicle and upper limb bones and structure. These are all things that I do in the class, and I take the notes and do them. So we do them in an hour long or almost 2 hour long classes. So they are when I'm doing them, I'm taking a lot of consideration, like I took up books and all of those things, so I have a lot of resource on doing them, so I take time when I do them. Right now, if I want to say these things, they won't make much sense, but when I do them, I make sure that I'm done in a proper way so I can save them later on, and I can come back in the sketchbook, kind of see where the muscles are, where the bone is attached with which muscle, so I can put them anatomical, like a surface level anatomy on the other paper when I'm drawing something. So that's why I like to keep these study notes in here. I think I have like a video on my Patreon, about this one. This is also very nice to look at. There are also some placements of box in the face kind of like study, and I have a video on Patreon, like a tutorial kind of thing, where I showed how to put the face in a box kind of situation, and so you can work with perspective and whatnot. Some ideas. That's what, I use this sketchbook for. Not like I try to keep sketchbooks for various things. Like I try to keep this sketchbook for aesthetic reason and stuff like that. But when what I see is doing this way is much more sustainable for me. So when I look back, when I just flip through it a little bit, I don't hate these sketches, to be honest, and they don't even look that unorganized. So they're good. They can be more good, like placement wise and all, but that's what not my sketchbooks are. So my sketchbooks are not for aesthetically, pleasing pages, but my sketchbooks are for practice, note taking, keep up with the challenges. And there are lots of different reasons people keep sketchbooks. People keep sketchbooks for master studies or something else, just for pretty pages maybe. So if that's what you like to keep your pages for, then that is fine. But I think like this way is much more sustainable for me, because the stress to make a pretty page is too much to handle. So because that was something I was trying to avoid, the stress of keeping up with the pages and stuff like that. So I approached it in a different way. And I saw that I fill it up much more easily, one thing. And the second thing is each and every page has some sort of importance to me. Yeah, that's why I keep this sketchbook. And this Moleskine sketchbook is much more nicer to have this paper, like have these notes, just because of the paper quality. It's very good quality. I can keep it with me and I can look back with these sketches and kind of see what they are for. Another page where I studied chest anatomy and hand muscles anatomy. These are demos. So these are the study pages and these are demo pages. I don't tend to do them in a small paper like this, because placing all the features are much more harder when you're doing small size structures like this. But sometimes I do them, but mostly I use an A3 or an A4 size of paper, where I will draw much bigger size of studies like this. I do them in the class, but how I do them is I do them drawing the muscles and draw the all the bone structure first, and then go and add the muscles and then shade it, and also pinpoint which kind of muscles I'm using. This one I think I have here. Okay, this one. So I was thinking like, okay, this muscle is here, so these muscles are pinpointing all the muscles. So the process of drawing this is a little bit different. The approach is different, but the outcome is much more similar. So this is another page I did for tutorial, where I was showing, it's a challenge kind of thing, where I was showing how to shade using 2 values, 3 values and 5 values. 2 values where you will use 1 and 2, and then in the 3 value you use 3 values, shade it with 3 values. The third one where I use the 5th values, I do it in a much different space, like a finished piece kind of drawing. This is a posterior view of back muscles. These pages takes me around 1.5 hours, the length of our classes. These ones are much more easy. I drew them, I think 30 minutes, 10 minutes to make about edges. I will make a tutorial on edges soon. These are some more demos where I was thinking about the back. When I was doing this one and this one, I was thinking, I think it was a torso study, so I was doing the torso study. I think that's it. Yeah, oh no, one more page is left. These are another study thing that I did, but I didn't shade it because I didn't get the time to shade this one. Maybe later after doing this sketchbook tour, I will do the shading for these ones. And I think that's it. Oh, so this one is another page. This is something I've been doing recently. I started doing this one. So this is the first page I did. So it's a study page for my upcoming commission. So my commission pieces, when I get them, I used to do the same thing what I used to do with the thumbnail sketches. I made them in a rough piece of paper and I used to, throw the piece of paper. But there are certain things the commission pieces ask me for. So it's a customizable, piece. So there are certain things you have to add, certain things you have to don't add in the drawing, in the final drawing. But doing these studies really helps me to visualize what the customer or the client wants from me. But I did it in this paper because obviously this paper is really good quality and I wanted to keep them. So I can, go back and look into the pieces and see how I executed them, kind of like a memory keeping. I think that's all. Yeah, one more page. This page is where I drew cups, teacups, or lots of teacups. It was because I think I was making a drawing where I was trying to draw a lot of teacups. I was just thinking about like practicing a lot of similar sort of like subjects. So it's a very new subject for me, so I just wanted to explore more and more. So I took more time to sketch my home teacup, the teacup that I use in my home and stuff like that. So I took some pictures from Pinterest, took some pictures from my own kitchen and like to see, what kind of elements I can put in there. So it was, small studies. And yeah, that's it. They have a lot of pages left, but I will obviously fill them up in a span of I don't know how many years. So how I keep this sketchbook is studies and doing note keeping. So studies and note keeping, breaking into the sketchbook with my cute kind of subjects, and then keep a lot of notes which I can come back and study from. So yeah, note keeping kind of a sketchbook. And now we have this big sketchbook. It's not that big, it's an A4 kind of in sketchbook, so not that big, but for this frame it's big. So let me just put it up a little bit. Okay, this sketchbook is, I started this sketchbook back in 2020, I think, or 2019, I forgot. But this sketchbook, you will see the sketchbook kind of like shows how much I changed, how much my style changed, how much my drawing belief changes also. So yeah, it's fun to look at. So these small sticky note sketches. So I was experimenting at that phase of my art journey. So I was like, let me draw whatever space I have. So I was using sticky notes to draw these tiny sketches and I stick them. Some of them, I obviously lost a lot of these sketches that I did. But then, yeah, it's okay, right? These are the drawings I made about the eyes, different expressions. I will not draw like this now, but yeah, it is so fun to look at, like how I was, practicing. So I was practicing drawing this kind of things by my own and kind of like, I tried drawing with pen, it didn't turn out well, as you can see. Yeah, this one is again one fun sketch to see. This is like obviously you can see this, the connecting thing about this sketch, and this is a very beautiful sketch. One thing I don't like about this is how cut this is from either side. If it is cropped, it looks good, but right now it doesn't really look that good, in the sense like it looks a little bit unfinished. Not that I'm critiquing my own art, just look back and see why it doesn't work and what's the wrong with that one. These are practice, so these are fine. These are just practice purposes I use these sketchbooks for. This is obviously a very good drawing. I spent a lot of time into this Billie Eilish portrait sketch. I really like this one. Aw, cute babies. So cute. Obviously pen and pencils. These are some more eyes studies. I love to draw eyes, and I know most of you like to draw eyes. Artists love drawing eyes, right? Every eyes, I like hooded eyes, scary, weird eyes, rolling eyes. Everything works for me. I just love drawing eyes. This is very cute page. This is one of the pages I did early 2020, I think. And this page is so fun to see. It's a magpie bird. And the page I did for a purpose of doing a finished piece. If I can find the finished piece, I will put it up there, here somewhere. But this piece had a magpie attached on her body. And I wanted to draw magpies beforehand so I can implement that on the paper. This is the only page which has bird in it, and I don't know why, but I never really practiced birds as my subject before. Now looking back at this page, I really think this bird subject would be a really fun way to break into my sketchbook, so maybe I'll do more of them. But I really like how this page looks. Really cute. Some bigger sketching with lots of things and moods in it. Some more half done sketches with detailed work in here. This page is really interesting. This is the page I used for figure drawing, and later in other, here you will see me using again this sketchbook for purposefully for figure drawing. You will see later on in 2023 how my sketches changed. Some more figure drawing structure that didn't work out that well. Some eyes, obviously obsessed with drawing eyes. Some baby, yeah, some more feature studies. Another facial feature study. Nothing to say more about the pages, just like I was just into drawing a lots of face and people that are known. This is a very good way to practice likeness. If you want to practice likeness, you have to draw people that are like celebrities, which are very easily you can pinpoint the mistake, and also very easily you can pinpoint the likeness. Like this one is Timothy Chalamet, but couldn't figure out the facial features that can make him look like him. I think it was my second attempt, and then I tried 7 more times, and at the last attempt I think I got a little bit of his face right, but his facial features are so different, and so like he has very chiseled jaw and such, so couldn't for the life of me figure out his facial features. But Joji, I forgot his name. His facial features are much more easily I can get his facial features. Similarly this one, using this sketchbook for whatever reason. So I was using this sketchbook for doing some oil studies. Obviously the paper is not good for oil studies, but I was just trying to see if I can draw oil studies in them. This one is really cute. It's a very old sketches, so I couldn't glaze them. I don't want to glaze them also, kind of kept it like how it is. So yeah, they faded a little bit, but they are really good sketches. And then some blank page, and yeah, a little sketch over here after blank pages. Some more facial feature studies, and yeah, this page we'll see here I started working again. So after doing this one, I kind of gave a break for this sketchbook, didn't pick it up till 2 more years, and then I again picked it up around in the first week of second month of 2023 last year. So February 1st I did these sketches of figure drawings. So I took a challenge drawing figures for every single day for a month, and it was February, so I did full body drawings in the month of February, and I was just doing 1-minute sketches, 10 minutes and 1 hour sketches, and trying to see how I can draw them, figure out the overall body structure, because this is something I don't draw much, so I kind of wanted to practice a little bit more of drawing this kind of figure drawings, and they are all done last year. So after a long break from these early sketches, I gave a little bit of break, about 2 years, and then I again came back in this sketchbook, and it was really fun to see that these sketches are like very quickly I did them, right? 1 hour, 10 hour, 1 minute, 10 seconds, but they look a little bit more refined than the sketches I did beforehand, where I actually took a lot of time and thought about making it look pretty and all. So yeah, that's also something, when you'll sketch a lot, you'll automatically have good line quality, you can say, or the confidence, you can say, which will make you jump into the sketchbook and do moderately good job into that page after gaining a lot of practice. And that only comes after that only comes after like a little bit of practice. So you can go and see like older sketchbooks of yours versus your newer sketchbooks. You will see that there's a lot of like differences, in the sketchbooks. Some more figure drawings. I think there are a little bit more figure drawings. I don't show them to anybody because obviously it's a bit sensitive for Instagram, but I can show it here, right? And that's it. That is, that's all the sketches I did here in this sketchbook. I really like these kind of sketches. These sketches are for practice, and I like this because they are for practice. I didn't put much time to make them pretty or make them look pretty in any way, but they look pretty in the sense they are very valuable to me, showing that I'm a little bit bold with my drawings now. So I go with fine liner, pencil and all of those things. So I am showing myself that I value my art practice a little bit more, and that is what I can see in this sketchbooks, rather than thinking about the pretty page and all. So I'm thinking about how I can improve my study quality, how I can improve my focus on different subjects, learning of different subjects and all of those things. So yeah, practicing anatomy and all this nitty-gritty things of art. Going into sketchbooks was really a good decision that I made. I used to draw in like loose sheet of paper. Doing sketches on a sketchbook is a good practice, and you can keep your sketchbooks. There are lots of ways people keep their sketchbooks. Journal entry, kind of art journaling, people keep their sketchbooks for that. People even keep their sketchbooks for all finished drawings, and I saw so many kind of sketchbooks, even more messier than mine kind of sketchbooks also I saw on YouTube and such. So people use sketchbooks for different reasons. This is how I use my sketchbook. The way I use my sketchbooks are like fulfilling to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed looking into moderately messy but also maybe interesting sketchbooks. And yeah, I will meet you guys again in my next video. Till then, bye. Take care, guys.